So I got the new Winds of Fire graphic novel, Escaping Peril, and it was awesome. So I wanted to share all of my opinions and stuff I've noticed. Well, to start, this one is just as great as all of his others. Though I will say, the line art and the coloring is so much more crisp and vibrant, and it just looks awesome. And it's really it's just more pleasing to look at as you read. And Mike Holmes' anatomy and his expressions and everything he does has gotten so much better. And I think one of the main causes that makes his emotions on the dragons so much better is now he uses more with the eyes to express what the dragons are feeling. Here's an example of what I mean. This is a couple eye expressions from the newest one, and here's some from the first one. I think the reason it looks so great is because Mike Holmes is using the thing that oh, it's a cartoon, it's a fictional, and he's using that more to expand the cartoonish eyes, which makes it look more, emotional. For example, take the Lion King versus the Lion King live action. In the live action, they couldn't really use much with the eyes to explain emotions like they could in the cartoon. And here's some examples of the anatomy from the first one versus now, to see his improvement there. And also in the pictures you can see the line art and the coloring, because now the line art is more crisp and vibrant, and now the coloring is a lot more detailed and it's more bright. It looks so much better. A nice detail that I think they added was when Peril got her file scales taken away from the spell. Colored as plain red, but then when she still has it, she's glowing, which I think is a really cool detail, and that looked so pretty. And also around that same scene is when Scarlet and Ruby fight, and I wonder why it was so censored. I mean, I get it's a kid's book, and of course they can't show much and make it too graphic, but I mean, take this from the first graphic novel versus the one here. Someone said it's because Scarlet has red blood, but in this first one, when this Iceling dies, you can't really see blood, and the venom stuff is kind of a dark red with how it looks on him. So I wonder why this one, they couldn't even show the aftermath, because in the first one, they showed 2 snapping necks with Dune and Gil. Plus, not to mention Keshel's death with blood, so this makes me curious how Darkstalker's book will look. I know it's a different artist and all, but I wonder how it'll be executed, because in his book, we see Arctic's death, which is very graphic, and we also see the massacre caused by the magic, and that had some few interesting stuff. But I did check this, and apparently it comes out November 5th next year, and it's currently available to pre-order, so I'm really excited. But now we've covered pretty much everything, all the art stuff for Escaping Peril and future books. One thing I didn't really talk about was, I'm not sure what scenes they cut out. I haven't read her novel for, maybe it's been a year or so, because I know in the Dragonet Prophecy, they got rid of the prologue from the novel and switched it with something else. So I'm not sure what scenes they changed or got rid of in this new one, but it was perfect to me. And one last art thing to cover about this new book is I'm really curious about the cover. I know this YouTuber posted about that too, and she was asking everyone for opinions and ideas, and I said maybe it's green to represent her father, Chameleon, but then as I was reading it, Chameleon's barely in it. He's mostly sore, so we barely see him as a Rainwing, green. So I wonder why they chose a color that would clash so much and doesn't really match. But nonetheless, a great book.